Oh, g'day, Phil.
Hi, Bruce. How are things?
I bet this is the highlight of your day.
It's the brightest I've been all day, yes.
Yes?
I really lift myself come 10 o'clock.
Well, must be bad getting out of bed.
Well, when you live on your own, oh, well, you've got a Tweety and you've got all right, but there's not much communication.
You're on, as far as humans are concerned.
Oh, yes, I'm surrounded by humans. I've got nice neighbours. Now, odd spots.
Well, you don't barge in there.
This could be a bit of fun tonight. What's odd about Melbourne, and why is it so? I don't know if you ever go up Lonsdale Street, but ever since the Emporium opened, that very impressive clock hanging on the building there has been stopped at 7:25.
Oh, the old Myers clock.
That's the one. Wouldn't you think somebody had come along and fix it?
That's been there, well, forever. That's been there as long as Myers.
Well, it's stopped dead, and why?
There's Street as well, isn't there?
There are two, yes. So this is the one on the Emporium side. Why is it set at 7:25, and why doesn't somebody reboot it?
That really is a pathetic topic, isn't it? So we're not going to get any calls about it. There's not many stories.
Buddy.
There are very few clock stories.
Mate, you missed the point.
Mate?
What else around Melbourne is to you odd?
Oh.
Yes, what are the odd spots in Melbourne?
Oh, I'm glad you were leading to something, buddy.
That's where I'm steering you. That's my editorial.
So we're looking for what odd little funny things we've lived with all these years in Melbourne and never queried them.
Well, why haven't they been fixed? Or it might be a pothole or something, but I'd love to hear from you. What irritates you or antagonises you?
I don't know whether they've been much fun.
Oh, yeah, look at the board, it's lighting up already. Now, I'd love to hear from people who've already been to see the Maya Christmas windows.
Yes, and a lot was made this morning of Janine Kirk's hand on Prince Charles' backside.
Yeah.
I mean, is this an excuse for a colour half-page in the Sun?
It was pretty harmless, pretty human, wasn't it?
I think it was.
It's just automatic. You usher somebody through the door.
In the light of Paul Keating's bra attack.
Yeah, exactly. What was he called? The Lizard of Oz by Fleet Street.
But nothing was made of it. Everyone said, oh, my word, Fleet Street's going to have a field day with that. They didn't.
No, much ado about nothing,
Absolutely.
I think. Yeah, it's pretty harmless, I don't think.
I think you're right.
She meant any harm by it. And now something else. If you're watching the Graham Norton show tonight, I think you were, they were promoting the new Steve Jobs biopic, Steve being the whiz kid behind Apple computers, and Michael Fassbender and Kate Winslet were interviewed. Who do you know who likes Steve Jobs? Who do you know who you think has vision? It might be somebody anonymous, somebody you went to school with, might be somebody famous. But who in your lifetime is a visionary? Like Steve Jobs, for example.
All right, that's a good... Who do you know that's a visionary? It's a difficult thing to put a finger on, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because a lot of these people are unsung, and you don't hear of what they've done.
I'd have to go back to my school days and mention a man called Lud Van Baar, who was a very good teacher and inspired somehow.
Could we know some of them?
No, I said these could be anonymous people that you're telling us about for the first
I could say Eric Hinckley, who lived next door to me.
Well, that's all right, I'll buy that.
All right. Kirk Fitzpatrick lived up the street. He was a scientist.
Great, that's all I wanted, just to set the ball rolling.
Oh, good.
Thanks for that.
Very easy topic. 3AW Wangaratta's with us tonight because we want to really put our best foot forward.
Yeah.
And 2Q and Deniliquin as well.
As well as people tune to us around the world on the internet, Bruce.
Do you want to have a look at the ratings before we go any further?
Yes, please.
Not necessarily in any order here, Phil. The first, the top 10 from last night.
Yes.
Nine's News again, Scoop the Pool. Seven's News did very well. A Current Affair was there. RBT, ABC News, Home and Away, Gogglebox in the top 10.
All right. What was just outside that of interest?
Well, there was the 7:30 report, the Chase Australia.
Yes.
Mighty Cruise Ships, Dash Cam.
Okay.
The Project at 7 p.m.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Okay, now your calls are more than welcome on all those topics. 96900 693.
Okay, Anthony at Ringwood, good evening.
Oh, yes, good evening, Bud.
Oh, here's the old
Anthony.
book feature.
How are you, boys?
G'day.
Yes, now, boys, I know it's been about 5 or 6 weeks since you came back on air, but just wanted to say welcome back.
Yeah, good.
It's good to hear the old team together again.
Yeah, lovely, thank you.
And, yes, it's always sounding great. Now, Friday the 13th today, of course, boys, neither of you are superstitious at all, are you? You don't avoid cracks in the footpath or avoid... it's all like tripe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
Put all your trust in God, that's what I say.
Yes, well, you might be on the winner there, Phil. Now, boys, just quickly, you're talking about visionaries. I was thinking about, and this might be a bit controversial, Gough Whitlam. I think he was a bit of a visionary when he came through, because I suppose there was so much to do in the early 70s. But he tried to do too much too soon, I think. In some ways, they lost direction, the economy went downhill, and then that was the end of it after about 3 years.
That's right.
But I think he tried to reform lots of things and bring new ideas and new things into place. But it sort of went a bit pear-shaped after only a couple of years or so, I think.
Yes, you're right. He was. I saw a documentary last night or yesterday afternoon. There was a 2-part documentary in the afternoon, and it just showed how much of a leader he was to have rescued or changed the face of the election, the electorate with Labour coming in for the first time in a long time.
Yes, he was a one-off, wasn't he?
Such a towering man, an imposing fella.
Yes, he was.
Very much so. Now, boys, I was thinking just the other day, just completely and totally apropos of nothing in particular. I was, you know, how you get a thought in your mind, and all of a sudden you think of something and you wonder why you thought of it.
Yeah.
There was a fellow who used to do the voiceovers for SBS a few years back, and I think in the last year or so has been doing work for Network 10 on Channel 1 especially.
Yes, he has.
Oh, what a voice though, boys. He goes, you know what I'm about to say. It's something like... Channel 1 or SBS wishes to advise the following program is rated MA. It contains coarse language, adult themes, nudity, sexual references and sex scenes.
Yes. Do you know, Anthony, it's almost as though he's sending it up. It's almost as though he's having a bit of a laugh with you.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it is. It's one of the funniest types of things. I can't help but laugh every time I hear that fellow.
We had a fellow that used to impersonate him from...
Steve Andrews, that
from
was.
a Queensland radio station.
I do, yes. He was superb. A great mimic.
Yeah.
By the way, they do have some great programs on SBS, don't they, Anthony?
Oh, yeah, especially you have to be careful, though, Phil, if you're up late on a Friday or Saturday night, sometimes it can be a little bit racy, I think.
Yes, I don't want you watching Adam and Eve, Anthony. I don't want you to see that.
No, well, I think just best to put the blocker on that channel, put the pin code in and...
parental control advised.
Oh, I think so. I'll have to ask my mum and dad about it.
Good one, Anthony.
All right, boys, it's great to hear you back on there.
Lovely hearing from you again, Anthony.
Okay.
Really lovely. Thanks so much for ringing.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yes, quite a character, isn't he? It contains nudity and foul language.
Yes, yes.
You're advised not to watch it if you're easily offended.
I know, yes, almost like it's a send-up, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it sounds like it is.
All right. So now we'd love to talk to you. 96900 693. We have all the time in the world.
Cartoonists Mark Knight and Jeff Hook joined a group of cartoonists at Fed Square this morning, drawing as many people as they could in 50 minutes.
Yes.
That's two of our top cartoonists, Mark Knight and Jeff Hook. Who are the others? Who that you can remember through your childhood?
Yeah.
I think of Frith, who did, what was Frith's famous cartoon?
Oh, political, was it?
Do you
No, I know. Do you tell me?
Ben Boyang, do you remember him?
Yes, of course.
The Aboriginal cartoonist?
Yeah, Larry Pickering, you know of him.
The Aboriginal cartoonist in the Pics?
Yes, I know of him, yes.
Jolliffe?
Yes. Oh, gosh, that's going back a long way, isn't it?
Oh, we've come to a bit of a brick wall. 10:15. 19 past 10. Why is Friday the 13th, which is our date today, unlucky? What are the signs? What are the origins? And why?
One of the origins I heard many years ago was that Christ was crucified on Friday the 13th, way back 2,000 years ago. That's one theory.
Hadn't heard that.
Yes.
All right, Helen at Geelong. Hello, Helen.
Hi, how you going, guys?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Hey, they were going to light up that Christmas tree tonight.
Oh, yes, in Geelong, yes.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, you know how you've been talking about TV programs?
Yes, yes.
Have you ever seen on SBS You Are the One?
What's that all about?
It's quite funny, actually. It's an Asian... It's done in Asia, and it's got the writing underneath how you can read it.
Subtitles, yes.
Yeah, it's a dating program.
Yes.
You can get addicted to it.
Uh-huh.
It's very, very funny. So,
Oh, yeah?
So is it a bit like Bachelorette, that sort of thing?
yeah, sort of like, what was that one that, Perfect Match?
Oh, yes.
They have 25 women, Asian girls, and this guy comes out, and the girls are so fussy about him.
Yes.
They don't sometimes get a date, but it's emotional. They start crying. It's quite funny, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I watched that, and I rang you up. About a month ago, I rang up about my girlfriend's little dog,
Yes.
and you were going to send me a thing, and I've never received anything.
Oh, did you receive a prize at Kong, did you?
Yeah, one of those doggy things for the puppy.
Okay, all I can do is put you back to Bianca and she'll try and sort it out for you off the air. Helen?
Thanks, darling.
Yes,
Yeah,
we don't send out the prizes personally, Bruce and Phil, you know.
Yes, I know, but I just thought I'd ring you not to say that I want the doggy prize, but just love you guys.
Oh, no, well, if you've been promised that, you must receive that. So we'll put you back. Just hold on, Helen.
We'll make some notes about it.
We'll make some notes about
Yes.
the Kong. And we've got another one to give away tonight, the Kong Jumbler, a ball or football version for the dog who's lonely and at his wit's end in the backyard every afternoon.
Fill it up with snacks and they'll chew on it all day.
Oh, completely occupied.
Trying to get the snacks out.
Right, now let's move on to Margaret of West Heidelberg. You there, Margaret?
Hello, Margaret.
Not too bad. They're talking about nuclear waste. Well, there's a bacteria, Bacillus ferrooxidans, that eats nuclear waste, eats radiation, and makes it useless. It'd be terrible if it got into the sun, into the solar area,
Right.
because we'd have no sunlight.
Oh, is that true?
Yes.
That's a worry, isn't it?
Yes. The scientist Paul Davies writes about it in his book, The Fifth Miracle.
Yeah.
The bacteria lives in volcanoes.
All right.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And there's also a suggestion from me that plants at Kakadu, they could be used. They thrive there, they live there, and they grow prolifically.
Mm-hmm.
And animals there, and that live there and are prolific. And it could be used to get an immunity against radiation illness.
Oh, that could be helpful, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a bit of information there, Marg. Thanks for that.
She's a deep thinker, isn't she, our Margaret?
Well, she has many letters after her name.
Of course.
And has done a lot of studying into science.
Was involved with the CSIRO for years.
For years.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks for the science lesson tonight, Margaret.
Thanks, Marg, so much. 96900 our contact number tonight.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to talk about.
Yeah, Friday night sort of...
Including a couple of topics we raised last night with the Herald Sun on annoying flying habits. Can you stand those armrest hogs? The rear seat kicker. Parents who have no control over children. Use of too much perfume by a fellow passenger. Poor hygiene and putting seat as far back as you can.
I find it very distracting trying to watch an in-flight movie. I don't know about you. The sound is always so inferior normally with those little squeaky headphones. And you know, somebody wants to go to the toilet and walks in front of you. And I can never really get involved with a movie on a plane. What about yourself?
Oh, yes, easy.
Can you?
Oh, yes.
I'd rather read a book, I think, and get absorbed, you know, make my own escape in a book rather than a movie on a plane on that small screen.
All right. What's your topic?
My topic?
Yeah.
Well, I've already raised a couple earlier. I've asked you for odd spots around town.
Yes.
I talk about the clock that has never worked outside the Emporium, and I wonder why. And I wonder if you've spotted anything unusual around town that you think should be fixed. Give us a call.
Brian and Druin, good evening, Brian.
Hello, Bruce. How are you?
Yes, good, thanks.
That's good. Now, I just heard one of you before talking about the Friday the 13th and how it came about.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you it came about through the demise of the Knights Templar.
Tell us more.
Right. Back in, I think it was 1308, the then Pope and the then King of France colluded because the Knights Templar were very rich and they were both very poor. They colluded, they rounded them all up and burnt most of them at the stake.
Oh.
And that's how we got Friday the 13th.
Why were they burnt on Friday the 13th?
Yes, they were burnt on Friday. They were caught and burnt on Friday the 13th.
And that was back in 1308?
Thereabouts, give or take a year, yeah.
That must have been a real massacre.
It was. They just about wiped out the whole lot. Apparently there was thousands right through Britain, Scotland, down through Britain, France and Italy, and they rounded the whole lot up and massacred them.
So what were they again? The
Knights Templar.
Yeah.
The Knights Templar.
Yeah.
But why were they massacred? Because they were Catholics? What was the reason?
No, because the Pope thought they had too much power.
Oh.
And the French king at the time had run his country into bankruptcy and needed their gold and their jewellery and all that kind of stuff.
Oh.
And it's well documented on the internet.
It's very grisly, isn't it?
It is, mate. It is. I'm glad I don't live in those times.
And do they still exist, the Knights Templar?
I don't know. There is hints throughout the documentation that some of them have survived, and they link a lot of Freemasonry back to the Knights Templar.
Oh, right.
Very interesting.
Particularly the Scottish Rite. So I don't know. I'm not a Freemason, so I can't answer any of those questions.
Oh, kind of you to ring. I appreciate that, Brian.
That's all right, mate.
Good, thank you.
Gee, that's taken us back 700 years.
Well, I suppose that's the tradition, isn't it, of the Friday the 13th. There's got to be some history, I suppose.
Yes, well, could be it. Of course, there are knights in Melbourne. There are the Knights of the Southern Cross, and you'd be aware there are the Knights of St John in Malta, if you've been to the latter. So there are various organisations around the world that still encourage knights, don't they?
Well, yes. Stanley, good evening.
Yeah, what's your story, Stanley?
I've got a bit, just a bit of everything, actually. Friday the 13th, for myself, I'm a Catholic, so I think that we associate the 13th with the feast of Our Lady of Fatima in Portugal. A beautiful place there. I've been there a few years ago with my wife, and there's a very beautiful place there. I don't want to tell you the whole thing because it's pretty long, so if you do get spare time, just have a look at that one.
Oh, yes, I've been to a pilgrimage, yeah, but of course, even that only goes back a couple of hundred years at the most.
Yeah, it's very beautiful there. And another thing you guys, you gentlemen were talking about was the whole thing with this, this big hurrah about the inappropriate touching of the royals.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I was thinking about it before. I was watching the Rugby World Cup a few weeks ago, and Prince Harry was giving out the medals for the winners, and I was actually watching how they actually addressed them, and it was very casual. I mean, it was the New Zealand All Black guys were just giving bro handshakes and slapping his back. And,
yes.
So it was very casual. I think it's just part of I guess Australians, New Zealanders, we don't really think much of it. Maybe it's a cultural thing. I'm not too sure, but for myself, I'm Samoan, and it's very it's different as well. I mean, guys, when we greet our elders, our men, we hug and we kiss them on the cheek.
Yes.
So it's very different. I mean, with my wife as well. I mean, my wife is from Poland, so even even addressing the elders there is a bit different from my culture as well. So yeah, I think it's just a cultural thing.
Well, yes, I think you're right, Stanley, and I think it becomes when there's royal protocol and there's introduction of royalty to various VIPs on the arrival in a new state or a new country. I think to manhandle anyone of that nature is looked down or frowned upon. But when it comes to sporting events, I think anything goes, doesn't it?
Yes, I think William and Harry encourage informality.
If it's a rough and tumble footy match or a sporting event, they grab each other and give them a hug, and it's all the royal standards are flung.
Yes, I think, they'd join in the spirit of it, particularly the younger royals.
This is Nightline, 96900 our phone number. I'd love to hear from you tonight. How about what annoys you in the air? What are the annoying habits of fellow passengers on board the transatlantic or the plane journey that you're taking?
I find I travel economy mostly on a long haul across the Pacific or the Atlantic. Once your meal's been served and maybe you're another 8 or 10 hours in the air, I notice you really are left for dead. It's very rarely that you see a cabin steward walk up or down the aisle. It's almost like they go and take a break as well. And too bad if you're thirsty or you want a bottle of water.
Well, I suppose it's about that time that you settle down for a bit of a sleep, an afternoon or a nighttime sleep, and you don't want to be disturbed, and that's possibly why they don't need as much staff. I
agree. I think most passengers would, but there's always that handful who are awake who'd appreciate a bit of service.
Do you know, I often see ads for, you know, the airlines, the American Airlines and the Qantas, etc., where they're up in a cocktail bar, sitting or standing around a cocktail bar, having hors d'oeuvres and the odd mint tulip, with their seatbelts.
Yes.
How rigid is the law there? If there is a pocket and you suddenly hit your head on a trunk or something on the roof, is there any recall or any...
No, too bad it'd be hit turbulence. You're so right. Yes, there's sort of... And some of these planes even have poker machines in them too, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you can gamble, you can drink or lounge around.
And Nicole Kidman doing an ad, I think, for Emirates. This number one, and it must be...
First class.
First class, absolute cush. Beautiful. But no sign of a seatbelt.
No, you're right.
She's lazing back on a Fleur Cintiq and legs in the air.
I think Emirates first class.
That, just totally relaxed.
I think they also have showers on board in first class.
Yes, they do.
But no seatbelts, you're right.
No.
Just hang on for dear life.
So if you hit a pocket, heaven help you.
Yeah, you go through the roof. You're talking about cartoonists you admire. Here are a couple. The Age's Lunig, we haven't mentioned him tonight. Stan Cross, who created Wally and the Major.
Oh, yes.
And here's a name from the past. What does the cartoonist Jimmy Banks mean to you? Jimmy Banks. And we're going back 100 years.
Oh, I don't know about Jimmy Banks. I can't recall.
Yeah, the creator of Ginger Megs.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was, yes, in 1921.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
so you might like to share with us your favourite cartoonist.
I did a radio program years ago at KZ with a woman called Gurney. Do you remember Gurney, the name Gurney?
Yes, tell me.
The creator of Bluey and Curly.
Of course. Yes, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Okay, Margaret of Mentone. Hello, Marg.
Hello, gentlemen. Look, I've got three things to say. First, on the Cartoonist, says wig.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. The next thing, a couple of nights ago, you were talking about what happened to this and that, and amongst the things you wondered about were Bex and APC. Well, the APC, the P in the middle of that is for a chemical called phenacetin.
That's right.
And in the Bex it was phenacetin, but they found that even with moderate use it can send people deaf. That's why it's no longer on the market.
Okay. I see.
So there you are. And the other thing I was going to mention was, do either of you know about the, directly opposite all that goes on at South Bank? If you look across to where Flinders Street Station is, they've jazzed all that up so that you can have picnics or barbecues or whatever, and it's sheltered with the canvas on the top of it. Very attractive, and it's virtually at the side of platform 10 of Flinders Street. But they've made it very, very neat, but it's well patronised, and I imagine on a lovely day it would be beautiful.
Oh, isn't that great to know?
You need to, and it's worth a look.
Yes.
Can you have a food there or a drink?
I beg your pardon?
Can you eat or drink there?
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. It's like an outdoor restaurant.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
We'll check it out.
Enjoy.
Thank you, Margaret.
Bye-bye.
Nice call. Thanks so much, Mark, for making contact. Good on you. Richard, good evening, Richard.
Hey, how are you? Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Richard, yeah.
Yeah, you've spoken to me a few times, but when you're talking about the cartoonists, I think Mark Knight is one of the best. But Jeff Hook, was his real name Jeff Hook?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was great. I grew up with him, and then Mark Knight came along. Anyway, he did one in 50-50 once upon a time, about 10 years ago, I think. Because we seem to have these shark plagues come around about the same time when the weather's all changing and going all mucking around.
Yes, yes.
And I'm living down here, like in Rye and that, and you sort of just notice different changes. But he put in an ad, or not an ad, somebody wrote something about the sharks, and he put a cartoon in there, and I hope no one takes this wrong, but there's a picture of a shark on his cartoon, and the shark's right out the back, and he's sitting up and putting his clothes out on his clothesline, and there's a kid about, way before him, and he yells out, the shark yells out at the kid, "Go and play in your own backyard, will you?" And, and so, because it really is.
Yeah, there's a bit of truth in that. Bit of truth in that.
Yeah, we're really invading their space, aren't we?
Well, that's true. 75% of it, it's all water. I mean, gosh, if we really could see what's really all down there, we'd be amazed. But honestly, yeah, that was a grouse cartoon.
All right. You remember that, yeah.
Good cartoon.
Thanks, Richard. Bye.
Right, Richard, thank you. Who was I think it's Mark Knight that has the little penguin, isn't it? The head poking out of the soil.
I believe so, yes. That's his gimmick.
Jeff Hook had the hook, didn't he?
Yes. I don't think Mark Knight has any gimmick, does he?
That I'm aware of. Penguin looking out of the soil.
Oh, it's Mark Knight. All right.
Jeff Hook had the railway station, Burwood, spelt backwards.
Yes, he did.
Burrub.
Yes. And at the end of the year, you could often buy an annual of the best of their cartoons. It was sort of tradition to put it in a Christmas stocking in years gone by. But they're very clever, aren't they, to come up with something every day that's so creative.
Okay, I'd love to hear from you tonight on protocol with Prince Charles' bottom being smacked by that woman, and your favourite cartoonist.
And were you wary today being Friday the 13th?
Yeah, why Friday? Why is it unlucky?
Or did you just ignore it?
Okay, 20 minutes to 11. 17 to 11 as we catch up with Kyra. Good evening.
Hello, Bruce and Phil. How are you?
Oh, we're well, Kyra.
How you going, Kyra?
Not too good, Phil and Bruce. Not too good.
No good.
Not too good, Bruce. As you well know, not too good. I'm due to go in hospital very soon.
Yes, you said that.
Bruce and Phil, the only thing that I can't at the moment is I've got a fracture and I've got a broken shoulder at the moment. And I probably told you that where I live, person there, drove out the other day and hit me, whether it was an accident or not, doesn't matter.
Yes.
And it's fractured, Bruce, and broken shoulder. And,
dear me.
I went to the Frankston Hospital today to get it x-rayed and to see how bad it is, and it's pretty bad. And, they're not going to operate on it at the moment, Bruce, because of me cancer, how bad that is.
Yes.
I told them, I said, listen, that needs to be fixed, but they said, Kyra, we can't do that because you got cancer. It's pretty bad. I said, that's all right. But they're not going to do it, Bruce, operate on me shoulder because I've got to go in hospital. Now they said they can't do it. I've got to wait about 4 or 5 months for it to get better, and it's not good at all.
Gee, that's a lot.
Bruce and Phil, I need you there for me. Can you help me or what?
Of course
I've been looking at the pictures on the wall of you.
I know.
With lights and been crying my eyes out. And I don't know which way to go. I've got a fracture and broken shoulder and I've got cancer. Yeah. And it's really bad, Bruce, I'm due to go in the hospital very soon, and now they want to operate on that. I don't know which way to go, whether away from my shoulder or... if I don't have the operation, I might not be around.
Well, you're in the best of hands. You can't ask for that, and you've been guided, and you yourself have enough grit and strength and determination to have seen it through for quite a few months now, and your family as well. So just hope that that same determination stays with you.
Yeah, be advised by your specialists. They know best, Kai. And we're sorry that you're in pain. You don't deserve
Yeah,
that.
that little accident with the car, that set you back a bit, hasn't it?
Yes, but I'd take care of the cancer first and then the shoulder second.
Okay, all the best, Kyra. Keep in touch. Denise at Heathmont. Hello, Denise.
Hello. I feel very sorry for Cara. My sympathy goes out to her. She's a glutton for punishment.
Yes, she is.
She's always getting hurt in some way.
Yes, yes.
She deserves some good luck somewhere, and I could hear determination in her voice, so I think she'll get there.
Oh, she will. She's very strong-willed.
Yes, I could hear that. But anyway, what I rang up about, good luck to her anyway. What I rang up about is two things. Number 13, when my father was alive, he used to laugh about it because nearly everything he did in life ended up number 13. When he was in the army, he had number 13 cup or number 13 room or number 13 this. And then when he did something else, that was number 13. Everything he seemed to do, number 13 came up to him.
Yes.
And he used to laugh about it. He said, oh, no, not number 13 again.
Yes.
Anyway, another story is you were talking about cartoons. Now, I don't know who wrote it, but do you remember Dagwood?
Oh, yes.
Dagwood and Blondie?
Created by Chick Young.
Chick Young, was it?
That's right.
Yeah, and Blondie.
Blondie and Dagwood.
Yes, and do you remember, I don't know whether it was from Dagwood, but do you remember the Dagwood sandwiches we used to have?
Oh, yes, created by the Dagwood comic strip. His
Yes,
wife...
I couldn't get my mouth around
No,
it.
no, his wife Blondie, wasn't it?
Yes.
She created this huge Dagwood sandwich that he could hardly eat.
Yes.
Oh, they were wonderful.
Yeah. Well, that's all I've got to say tonight.
All right, darling, we're going to give you a pancake parlour prize.
Oh, so I can get fat.
No, just go along and have a Dagwood sandwich.
A Dagwood pancake, more like
A
it.
beautiful pancake parlour afternoon or morning with your mates.
Oh, thank you very much.
The pancake parlour open 24 hours at High Point, Doncaster and Malvern East. So we'll ask you to hold the line, don't hang up. Hold on.
Now I've got a bit of a quandary. Maybe you've got best advice for me. I'm going to an engagement party tomorrow. Dear friends of mine are going to announce their engagement officially. They don't plan to get married maybe for a year, 18 months, maybe 2 years. What would be the ideal present to take? Nothing for their home, obviously, because they're not ready to settle down yet. So it wouldn't be the day to take a toaster, would it? Or
well, let's bring it right down to tours. And just ask you where you'll be shopping, which A will be the Queen Victoria Market or maybe Northcote Shopping Plaza. Your point of sale material will either be Kangaroo Ball's key ring, right? Maybe a flag. Or perhaps, what could it be?
I thought I'd spend a bit more than that.
Yeah, but what?
They know on Aussie souvenirs.
Oh, yes, they do.
No, I thought go to a nice gift shop and buy perhaps a lamp, a table lamp. Would that be appropriate?
Yeah, a lamp, that's right.
A crystal vase.
Oh, yes.
But they don't need anything for the home yet, you know.
But Northcote Plaza, they'll have something there.
What about some DVDs, some movies for them to watch?
Something from the collection, from Thailand, dubbed off lavatory walls.
Thanks, Bruce.
That'd be gorgeous.
Thanks for your best advice.
It's a pleasure. At 10 to 11.
7 to 11, Bruce, with Rosalind at Mount Waverley. Hello, Rosalind.
Hello there. How are you?
We're good, thank you.
Now, look, I'm just before I begin, I'd like to send prayers and blessings to poor Kyra.
Yes, of course.
She's in a terrible way.
Yes, she is. She's torn between a shoulder operation and a big cancer op.
Yeah, well, prayers and blessings to her tonight.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. I was just looking over some notes that I'm studying for horticulture, and I was thinking about you talking about Caroline Wilson yesterday.
Yes, yes.
And I thought it was quite amusing. We have to know the botanical names, the common names, and the family names of these weeds. And the way I remembered the chickweed was because of Caroline Wilson.
Oh.
Because the botanical name is Stellaria media. Well, she's a stellar girl in the media.
Oh, yes, right, yes.
And she's a chick. Not a weed, but she's a chick.
Yes.
And her family name is Caro Phylace, and they call her Caro.
That's true.
That's right.
So I thought that was quite amusing to remember that, like
Yes.
that, and it's one of the ones that rolled off my tongue very quickly.
So many links there with Caroline.
Yes, and there often is, but this one I've never had a link like this one before.
Oh, okay.
I think that's fascinating.
How many plants do you have to memorise, Rosalind?
Oh, well, you have to learn lists of 20.
Yeah.
And we've had 7 lists this year.
And that's tough with all those Latin names too.
Yes, and you can't even say them.
No. Have you got a dog, Rosalind?
No, I don't.
Do you know of someone who has?
No, I don't.
All right, thank you, Rosalind, which leads us to the Kong Jumbler, the toys which we're going to give away in this last hour.
Yeah.
These toys are 2-in-1 balls for twice the interactive fun for dogs, an interior tennis ball, the loud squeak entice play, pick up and shaking is easy, and it just occupies the dog on those long afternoons in the backyard.
The squeak on one of my Kong toys sounds like someone's being murdered. It's blood curdling.
And that's
actually.
the Kong Jumbler, which we'll give away in the final hour of Nightline.
Hello again. This is John Doremus with a passing parade of the story of a dedicated doctor. His name was Chevalier Jackson, and in his long and eminently distinguished career, he saved thousands of lives, predominantly the lives of children with a skill and ingenuity seldom seen. I'll be back with his story after this message.
SF Electrics is the place to buy TV. SF Electrics is the friendly fun to see. Phone them now and in 1 hour you'll have your new TV installed in your home, sweet home. SF Electrics give you service with a smile. Their service lasts forever, and that's a long, long while. SF Electrics is the friendly fun to see. So phone them now without delay. Get your new TV. SF Electrics is the name. SF Electrics is the name. SF Electrics is the name.
Chevalier Lawrence Jackson was born in a Pittsburgh slum in 1865. Frail and undernourished, he grew up in grinding poverty. And although he displayed a marked artistic talent, his one ambition was to become a doctor. He achieved it by toiling 12 hours a day at low-paying artwork to finance 6 years at university and medical school. Graduating in 1886, he set up in practice among the ailing, poverty-stricken Pittsburgh neighbors of his boyhood. He was at once struck by the large number of children with diseased tonsils. Convinced there was important work to be done in this field, he saved up the fare for a trip to England to study the methods of the renowned English throat specialist Sir Morrell Mackenzie. When he returned to America, he carried copies of every paper and book Mackenzie had written on the human throat. Resuming practice in Pittsburgh as a throat specialist, he encountered fierce opposition from other doctors when he advocated the surgical removal of tonsils in the cases of afflicted children. In America at that time, such an operation was revolutionary, and few doctors recommended it. But gradually Jackson made headway, till at length he succeeded in overcoming many of the fears and phobias attached thereto. He then turned his probing mind to the work for which he became best known, the removal of foreign bodies from the food and air passages. Still hard-pressed for money, he slept, ate, and worked in his office, where he began building a contrivance called an esophagoscope for removing objects from the gullet. Crude forms of this instrument were in use, but had proved highly dangerous. And so after months of experimentation, Jackson came up with an apparatus that he believed would be safe and effective. It was a great success, and he was inundated by fellow doctors who wished to copy the esophagoscope for their own use. In 1899, he set about devising a new and far more complicated instrument, called a bronchoscope. It was designed to reach not into the bag-like tube of the esophagus, but into the delicate, moving, breathing lungs. Years of patient work went into its creation. Not till 1911 was it first put into practice on a human being, a 14-year-old boy who had swallowed a scarf pin that lodged in his lung. The boy's father had consulted a dozen leading surgeons. All said they could do nothing and gloomily predicted the boy was doomed. With his new bronchoscope, Jackson removed the pin without trouble. Faith in the instrument was established, and countless thousands of lives were saved as a result. Jackson passed on his discoveries to a continuous stream of medical men who for more than 50 years thronged to his clinic from all over the world. He remained active for the remainder of his long life and died in August of 1958 at the age of 93. Our time is up till we meet again for another chapter in the Passing Parade. This is John Doremus. As always, thank you so much, and goodbye.
Yeah, and peaking at 31 on Tuesday.
So it's not a bad weekend on the way.
No, very pleasant indeed. Now, somebody might ring up with an original engagement gift for me. If you have any ideas, give us a call. 96900 693. The couple are about late 20s, early 30s, don't plan to marry for a year or more. I'd like to give them something unique and original.
What do you want to spend? What type of budget have you allowed for these people?
Well, you know, money is no object.
Well, no. If
We're
you're thinking
friendship.
of a couple of DVDs, are we expanding on that? What are we?
Yeah, something to go with the DVDs,
So,
perhaps.
15, 20?
Some Tim Tams are always acceptable.
Tim Tams are
aren't they?
nice, yes,
You can't go wrong with those.
Yes.
Perhaps a nice bottle of vino.
Oh,
maybe.
look, I'd fling it back at him. I tell you what.
One of those Christmas hampers would be handy.
Well, yes, you could take one from here.
From Hamper World, yeah.
That'd be nice, wouldn't
Yeah,
it? And a patched and maybe a Kong jumbler.
Yeah, they don't have a dog, that's a
Oh,
problem.
no, we can give them a dog as well. Lorraine at Chadston,
Hi, Lorraine.
leading off the hour.
Good evening. How are you, boys?
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Feeling all right tonight?
We hope you are too.
Yes, Fard. I'd just like to wish Karen,
Kyra.
Kyra, beg your pardon,
Yes.
all the best.
Yes.
Just keep one foot, going each time. It's a hard time for her at the moment, and she knows we're all with her.
Well, of course. Yes.
And that. We're asking about an engagement present.
Yes, please.
Now, what about linen?
Oh, yes?
Are the couple living together?
I haven't been impertinent enough to ask that. I know
I don't mean that rudely.
No, you don't, but I've chosen...
But anyway, it's a lovely gift, whether they are or they aren't,
Yes.
because linen, you can never really have too much linen.
No, true.
That's a nice set of sheets and pillow slips.
Pillowcases, yes.
Or you can get 4 nice towels, large towels, and 4 little hand towels, and 4 little flannels.
Maybe I should go to Kmart or Target in the morning, Bruce.
Yeah, well, you can get them at the markets too, which are very, very nice.
Good, Lorraine.
Well, I've been married 59 years.
Yes.
If my husband had have lived, and I have still 2 sets, a set of lovely towels and a set of lovely sheets that I was given at my wedding.
You wouldn't like to sell them to me, would you?
Oh, don't.
And they're all done wrapped,
Yeah.
and all the couple have to do, if they are white, all they have to do is put them in blue. If you want to keep white things to their whiteness, put blue tissue over the top of them.
That's nice.
And
Lovely
that
idea.
stops the colours from, the white from going lemon or, sort of like dishwashy sort of.
Well, that's right. I wouldn't worry about it.
Thanks, Lorraine.
Good, Lorraine. Thank you. There's no way known he'll be at Target in the morning. Oh, I'm going to get some blue tissue paper. Oh. But thank you for the thought. I mean, your heart is in the right place, Lorraine, and we thank you very sincerely for that.
I think a gift voucher might be the way to go.
That's right, a gift voucher. From where? RACV.
Oh, well, no, I thought from Safeway.
Yes,
Woolworths,
that's
perhaps.
right, yes.
Everyone
Something
needs food.
Well, they can go and select $10 worth of rump.
No,
couldn't they?
we'll do better than that.
What?
Oh, I know. Perhaps a lottery ticket. Leave it to me. I'll tell you Sunday night what I bought.
Lenny at Tullamarine. Hello, Len.
Oh, good evening, Bruce and Philip.
Hi, Lenny.
you sort of stole my thunder there, Bruce, Philip, because I was going to suggest two things. First of all, I thought, being a young couple, a lovely gift voucher from maybe not Safeway, but Myer or David Jones, and they could go and buy whatever they need.
Yeah, but yes, but you know, buy a gift voucher from Woolworths, it's redeemable at about 10 different stores.
Yes, but I think it's more presentable as a gift. When you go to David Jones, they put them in a lovely, lovely sleeve, a very nice, attractive gift sleeve, which is more presentable to put in the card. Otherwise, I was going to say, because, you know, you must bear in mind it's an engagement. Otherwise, the other thing, I thought a clock, a really lovely clock. You could get that from Proud's, the jewellers, or Samuels have lovely clocks.
Yes, yes.
It's a good gift for an engagement.
Yes, that's very appropriate. Thanks for your help, Lenny.
Yes, even the Emporium clock.
You're welcome.
Lenny, have you got a dog?
We do, actually.
What about we supply you with some Kong toys for the dog?
We would love that. Thank you very much.
Do you know about these? These are a two-in-one ball toy for dog for twice the interactive fun. In other words, they have fun gnawing into it, chewing into it, balancing the thing, throwing it around. They have a lot of fun on their own with these Kong toys.
My dog would enjoy it.
It would too, and keep them occupied. Loud squeaks and tired days, tennis balls, all by the Kong people.
And he'll never destroy it, and he'll never tire of it.
So please hold the line, Lenny.
Thank you.
Don't hang up, and thank you for calling. 14. Jen at Mentone. Hello, Jen.
Oh, hello, Bruce and Phil.
Yes. What's your story?
Oh, look, first of all, my sympathies to Karen. Karen, if you're listening to me right now, honey, I'm laying in bed right now. I've had most of my left lung removed due to cancer. I'm in severe pain, but darling, you will be okay, Karen. You will be all right. I don't know how major, more than my lung, your surgery is, but as I said, I'm not going to kid you. It is a lot of pain. You just have to get through it, and you will, as I plan to. I'm positive. And just stay positive, Karen. Really stay positive, darling. So I don't know what else I can say except for my own experience and my own pain right now.
Yes, well, we're distressed that you're suffering, Jen.
And Phil, I've been thinking, what about two bathrobes, two nice bathrobes for your friends who are getting engaged?
Yes.
And so as I'm lying here, I thought I'm a little bit out of breath, but I thought I would call you and tell Karen and suggest the bathrobes.
Oh, that's very good. I might even have them embroidered with their initials on them.
Well, yes.
That would be lovely.
You might even have some, at home there that maybe have had little use.
Oh,
that you'll find them in the garage there, and you could plant some. Dad! Oh, me!
They're only
off to Target in the morning to get a bathrobe.
Buddy, they're only terry
I
towelly.
would bear my backside in Burke Street if you're going to do that.
No, I don't want to do anything cheap, buddy.
Oh no, no! Oh no!
I want it to look fancy. I want it to look expensive.
Yeah, that's right. The old key ring and the videos. Mark at Watsonia.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah. Yes. Good evening, gentlemen. I've got a slightly different twist on this. And I say to all the young ones these days, when they're planning to get married, with the rate of divorce and separation, etc., I generally say to the young ones, find a girl or a lady that you don't like and give her a house. It saves many, many years of misery, and you can get on with your life and buy a fishing boat and go and live on a desert island or whatever. So that's the secret. Find a lady you don't like and buy her a house.
Yes.
Are you speaking from experience, Mark?
Yes, I wish I had known that 30 years ago.
It ends up that way, doesn't it, sadly, Mark?
Sadly, it's all too common, and I do say to the young fellas, and they have a confused look on their face, but then the pennies finally drop, and they reconsider. So I think I've been guilty of perhaps... stalling their marriage plans.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe you married too young, Mark, did you?
Oh, look, I was only 27.
Yeah.
Which was too young.
Well, that's old enough. Goodness me, how old do you want to be?
Well, I'm looking for number 2 at the moment, and I'm 52. So if there's any damsels out there, or damsels,
all right.
then
Well, I'm
available.
Get your second house ready, mate.
I've got 2 or 3 ready to go.
Yeah, that's the way. All right, Mark, hold on. We're going to get you a patched. Have you heard about patched?
Oh, look, I love one of those things.
Patched is a device for your mobile phone. It reduces mobile phone radiation by up to 95%. And you can buy it through Chemist Warehouse.
Fantastic.
So that's the word patched, apostrophe D, for your mobile phone, just to stick on your waist.
There you are.
Thank you so much.
So hold on, please. Don't hang up.
Thank you.
Hold on, Mark.
Good night, and hello, Bronwyn at Clyde North.
Good evening, gentlemen. I didn't realise I'd come through so fast.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're moving along.
Quick in the dead here.
I have to agree with the previous caller about the engagement gift with linens. And when I got engaged some years ago, I was given from my great aunt a David Jones voucher, and with it we bought a beautiful set of Sheridan sheet linens that we still use to this day, and I've been married for 6, 7 years now, so they come in quite handy. And it is quite a nice present to give to a young couple.
Yeah. It's a beautiful gift, isn't it, Sheridan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, really good quality. They last forever, and I always remember it as the engagement present.
Yeah.
Another thing, I like to call in whenever I can and have a chat to you boys. You make me happy. I've been in hospital for the past 5 weeks, and at night there's not much to do, so I put my little radio on and been listening to you guys and the news shows that I have on.
Thanks so much.
It's been cheering me up, and I've been having a laugh. I haven't had the energy to call in too much, but so I thought I'd give a call in tonight because I actually got some day leave today as part of my recovery process. I've had some severe trauma to my legs.
Yes,
so I'm on a cane and a boot. I'm only 31. So, yeah, but I got to take my little girl, Victoria, who you've actually spoken to her first day of 4-year-old kindergarten.
Oh, lovely.
It was fantastic. The best therapy ever, better than any medicine in the hospital. So I wanted to share that with you. And obviously I'm not with her tonight. She's at home with Grandma.
Of course.
But, so things are getting better. I've got a few weeks left and I think I should be home.
Good girl.
Thank you for keeping me happy.
Oh, you're gorgeous, and you've got a wonderful attitude, and with that dear little girl and mum and the family around you, that'll pace it up, and you'll be right and on your feet very, very soon.
Yeah, please God you're home well before Christmas. Good night, Bronwyn.
Thanks, Bronwyn. Nice call, lovely call there. I appreciate that. Of course, with the engagement parties, I suppose kitchen teas used to be a thing, didn't they?
Yes.
Many bygone moons ago, you'd all get together in a church hall or RSL hall and have a kitchen tea. So you'd buy something that's going to be useful in the kitchen, like an appliance or linen.
You're right. What were shower teas? Were they something a bit different?
There was something else, wasn't it? Shower teas, I remember those.
Yeah, girls would throw a shower tea for some reason.
What are they all about?
Yeah. Do you think Bucks nights are still in vogue, or do you think they're a bit passé now?
I'm just wondering if any of these nights are a thing of the past.
You never hear anyone saying, "Oh, I'm going to a Bucks night."
No, you do not. No. Or we're gonna have a stripper on our Bucks night. It's sort of all. It has been, hasn't it? It's sort of the last years.
Yeah, and I think the .05's put a stop to all that, don't you?
I suppose you're right, but there were people that used to be bound to boom gates.
Oh, yes.
On their Bucks night and end up on a 45-degree angle at Rosanna.
Yes, was it Darren James? I was going to come to that.
I wasn't going to mention any names, but Big Mouth has done it, and yes, it was.
Were you there?
No.
Oh. Shirley
at Glen Waverley. Hello, Shirley.
Hello, boys. How are you?
Good evening,
I
Shirley.
was just ringing about the engagement present.
Oh, yes, thank you.
You can buy your own linen because I think everybody has different colour schemes unless you ask them. But, Phil, you've got a little bit of cash, dear. Why don't you find out what year they were born and buy a bottle of Grange?
Oh,
and they can
yeah.
drink that on their wedding night or on their engagement night or whenever.
Yes. That's the way to go, Shirley, isn't it?
Well, it is. And everybody loves a bottle of Grange.
Yeah, I bet they
now and
do.
again.
What sort of money, say they're about 30 years old, what sort of money am I looking at here, Shirley?
I don't know. I suppose a bottle of about $800.
That's what I'm thinking,
At least, yes.
Look, I'd rather give them the cash,
Yes,
Shirley.
that's right.
Well, that's all right too, but would they buy themselves a bottle of Grange?
No, you wouldn't
I've
give
got
them
a bottle of
ca-
Grange up here. That
You expect him to give them 800? Oh, come on.
Oh, come, you
Shirley.
don't know how generous I am, Bruce.
Oh,
for people I love.
They'd be lucky to get a bottle of Porphyry Pearl.
Were you influenced by Friday the 13th today? Maybe you chose to stay home. It's a bit scary that two people in the public eye, one was Elvis Presley, the other was President Ronald Reagan. Apparently their whole lives were ruled by numerology.
Yes, now I did hear of that President Reagan and Nancy, who would report daily to him on the stars and the planets, and where they were in relation to the Earth and all the rest. So he had a very big demand on that.
Yes, was it a lucky number day, or should they stay indoors, or whatever?
Yeah,
a bit scary.
You would think such a strong fellow and highly respected by the American people would be influenced so heavily on that.
And often said that he was the best-loved American president of all time. Have you heard that before?
Yes, I have.
You know, he opened up the door to China, didn't he, among other things?
Yeah.
And was greatly loved.
And whether in his own home soil he was regarded as the all-American man or father image or grandfather, perhaps he had that status over there more than we appreciate.
Isn't Barack Obama out of favour these days? Most Americans seem to loathe him.
Well, yes, but who is in favour? Is Trump?
No. And Hillary Clinton? I don't think so. And this goes on for about 2 years leading up to their election.
I know it, until they get a neck-and-neck, nose-to-nose contenders.
Do you remember the inaugural address of Barack Obama, the first black president?
It was fabulous.
What a statesman. It was inspiring.
Absolutely amazing.
Well, it was like Martin Luther King talking.
Yes, he was.
And yet now he's really down on his uppers, as far as popularity goes.
Well, I think health over there and education and the economy.
That's the problem.
It's all part of it.
Yeah, it's the economy. People think, what's in it for me?
And now if there's wars or rumours of wars, well, let's not... we'll send in our spokesman. We won't send it in the army or any warfare.
What do you think of the Vice President, Joe Biden?
I think he's out of it now, isn't he?
Well, he's still Vice President,
Yeah, but he was running for president.
Oh, yes, he's chosen not to.
Christine at Essendon, good evening.
Good evening, Bruce and Phil. I just wanted to make a comment about the engagement present. I've had to buy many engagement presents for younger people, and I always think something timeless and classic, and because it's engagement present, buying bed linen that if they don't have a house or you don't know their decor is very difficult, and you wait for the gift registry for that. And I got, 35 years ago, silver placemats that were all quite thick silver, all etched, each one signed by the artist, and they have sat on my table for 35 years, and I've used them every day. And that was an engagement present. So, something like good quality, something really good quality, like a lovely clock or placemats or something that they'll keep forever. Gift vouchers, definitely a no-no. Cash, no. That's not a gift from you. They won't remember what you bought them with.
Right. No. Yeah, good thought. Maybe some silver goblets from Kosminski's.
Beautiful, something, a piece of George Jensen, or just something really classic that would suit any
Or what
decor.
about a lovely painting, Christine?
Well, that's tasting, isn't it? It'd be very difficult if you don't know their house or their decor.
Yeah, sure.
But
Where would you get that from?
Well, I can tell you, give you a profile about the boss. He's in charge of La Porchetta restaurant in Kew. Does that tell you enough to help me choose a present, Christine?
Who's this? Is he the artist?
The guy who's getting engaged.
Oh, he's from La Porchetta's, is he?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Look, I just think you can't go wrong. Go look around David Jones and get the piece of George Jensen's table piece.
Well, if he's listening now, he'll expect the world.
Yes. Oh, thanks, Christine. You've got expensive tastes,
So
but thank you.
La Porchetta, don't get your hopes up. You'll be lucky to get a goblet or a DVD flaggerton. Faye at Craigieburn, good evening.
Hello, Faye.
I'm very good.
Good evening, gentlemen. I just have got a suggestion for your engagement party.
Yes.
And something that will live forever is a beautiful photo frame or a portrait to go in a photo frame of the couple now.
Well, what about a portrait of me in the frame? Would they appreciate that?
They love that, yes, as long as you sign it with a kid.
All right, well, I can easily buy a gilt-edge frame. That's not a problem.
Well, I think, you know, I've just recently lost my husband after 39 years.
I'm sorry.
Oh, unfortunately, that's life.
Yes.
Even though it was sudden, but I'm lucky I've got photos everywhere, and these days everyone goes digital, and I've got mine hanging on the wall.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I just think a photo frame is timeless.
Do you think this is personal? Do you think they'd appreciate some tapes of the old Nightline programs going back through the years?
Oh, come on.
Hey, what do you reckon?
Christina.
Look, they may like them.
How would you like a Hamper World Christmas hamper?
Would be wonderful.
It's valued at $100, Phil.
Oh, congratulations. Faye, you are going to receive this hamper in time for Christmas.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
It's a Christmas gift hamper, and hamperworld.com.au is the address if you want to order one.
Thank you very much.
They'll be full of all sorts of goodies for the whole family, Faye.
Oh, that'll be amazing.
Absolutely wonderful. So please, don't hang up. Hold the line there, Faye.
Congratulations.
That's great. Christina at Lower Templestowe.
Hello, Bruce and Phil. How are you?
Good.
What's news, Christina?
I was going to say, actually, you've given away the hamper, Bruce, but I was going to say, Philip, get the hamper from Bruce.
Yes.
2 bottles of debauchery.
Yes.
And a ham.
Oh,
that's right.
Yeah.
And maybe a Kong.
And maybe a Kong, yes.
And maybe a pancake parlour voucher.
Exactly. There, you've got it all done, all settled.
I don't need to go shopping, do I?
No, you've got it all there, all at hand.
Oh, good thought. Thanks, Christina.
No worries. Have a lovely night.
Okay, love, and thanks. Happy weekend and a safe weekend, Christina. Thank you for calling. 24 to midnight.
Don't forget, Sunday night we're back at 8 for the 4-hour Remember When.
21 to midnight, a low of 11 degrees and a top tomorrow of 18. That's for Saturday. Possible afternoon shower on the way.
Bruce and Phil with you 6 nights a week and loving it.
And Friday nights too.
Yes.
Marilyn at West Rosebud.
Hello, Marilyn.
Hi, Bruce and Phil.
Yes, Marilyn.
I've got an idea for a gift.
Yes.
A 12-month subscription of Home Beautiful or House and Garden.
Oh, do you think so?
No?
That's not a bad thought. No, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll put it to them. I might ask them what they'd like and buy them something next week.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
Yes, you can.
No, you can. Okay, love.
Thank you.
Okay, baby. Thank you. Joy at Dramana. Good evening, Joy.
Hi, fellas. How you going?
Hello again, Joy.
What I was thinking, well, I know it's pretty old-fashioned. No one's mentioned crystal at all, but what about a nice water set? People seem to, wherever you go these days, people offer you water at the table. You can get a nice jug with 6 glasses or whatever, but you can get them in sets. That was just a thought, because a lot of people do drink water these days before they have their meal.
Yes, they do, and even with a meal.
Yeah, yes, exactly, with a meal, but that was just a thought.
Perhaps a carafe and 6 tumblers.
Yes, you can get some lovely ones.
I'm
You
sure
really
I can. Maybe crystal even. Yeah,
it could be, yeah.
Yeah,
You
all
really
right.
want to lash out there.
Yes, I might be going to the reject shop.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
All right, Joy.
Oh, okay, good night.
Good night, and thank you, Joy.
I mean, a $2 shop wouldn't suffice, would it?
Oh,
No.
come on. You get some lovely crystal there.
I see you've scented candles, perhaps?
Scented candles, crystal, plaque. You could get some nice placemats, a
Yes,
mirror,
yeah.
even a clock. No, get the lot there. They'd love it.
Would you like to come, Bruce? They told me I can take a partner.
Couldn't stand it. Phil at Melton.
Good evening, Bruce and Philip.
Hi, Phil. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. I was on the road earlier when Cara called in with her problems.
Yes.
And I'd just like to say a couple of things. Like, first off, Bruce and Philip, you two guys are a link in a chain that chains a lot of listeners to a lot of callers. Right?
That's a lovely thing. Thank you.
And Cara, if you're listening, darling, tough times don't last, tough people do.
That's good.
She's had a lot of adversities in her life, and she is a tough lady, and just keep your chin up.
Oh, that's very reassuring for her, Phil. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I had to say.
All right, that's very worthwhile.
That's a good saying. Thank you, Phil. Tough times don't last, tough people do.
Absolutely.
It's a good one.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Very reassuring, Phil.
Yes, Kyra, there you are. We're all thinking of you.
Julian at Deer Park now. Hello, Julian.
G'day, Uncle Roy.
Hey!
How are you, Cobber?
Here's the man from Malta.
That's correct, brother. How you feeling now, all right?
Yeah, good. Yeah, all going well, Julian. Thank you.
That's the main thing, Cobber. But give us Uncle Roy. Come on, give us a bit of Uncle Roy.
That's right.
Come on.
Yes, you're right.
You talk like come on, talk like Uncle Roy.
All the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on, give us a bit of Uncle Roy.
Good on you, Julian.
Do you have any of those Uncle Roy dollar bills left? Do you still give them out? Thanks, Julian.
Bob at Hadfield, good evening.
G'day, Bruce and Phil. How are you guys?
Thanks for ringing in.
Love your show. Fantastic. I just wanted to ring you guys just to tell you and tell the whole world I'm a first-time grandpa tonight.
Oh, great.
Yep. And I want to thank my beautiful daughter, Ebony, and her fantastic boyfriend, Joe, for giving us the beautiful Oliver, a little 7-pound, 9-ounce beautiful boy.
What a lovely...
Tonight.
What a thrill.
And I'm just over the moon. I've just been waiting for this the whole time.
When was he born?
Tonight at 8:33 at the Sunshine Hospital. And I'd also like to thank the staff at the birthing unit there for all their beautiful help. And
Have you been in there to see him?
I've been there. I've just come home, and I'm just wetting the baby's head now with a glass of port.
How great! Oh, you're so proud, and so you should be.
Yes.
Hey, Bob, how good that you're sharing the news with us only 3 hours later.
I listen to you guys all the time.
Yeah. What's the name? Oliver, did you say?
His name's Oliver, 7-pound 9 ounces. He's a beautiful boy.
A big boy. That's beautiful.
Boy, yes.
Yeah.
And also hello to Ray, because Ray's listening as well. Hi, Ray.
Who's Ray?
That's a friend of mine, yes.
Okay.
Ray's listening now. She's listens to you guys all the time.
Well, you've got your life, some of the best days of your life, I think, are ahead of you.
Absolutely.
With that little boy.
Can't wait.
Yeah, little boy.
Hand out the cigars, Bob.
I can't wait to take him fishing.
Oh, you'll love it.
Yeah.
Listen, give him a couple of days, Bob.
Pardon?
Give him a couple of days.
Oh, certainly. Just give him a few more days, yeah.
Well, my heart goes out to you for joy and happiness, because I know what you're going through.
Thanks, guys, and keep up the great work. It's fantastic.
Good on you, mate. Good on you.
And just one thing for that Cara. Good luck, sweetheart. I listened to her before on the show, and I wish her well as well.
Of course.
Sweetheart,
yes, of course.
So good luck, Cara.
All right, Bob. Thanks so much for your thoughts, and greatly appreciated on the wonderful day that you're celebrating.
Yeah, new beginning for you, Bob.
Tony, good evening, Tony.
Yes, hi, boys. How you going again tonight?
Good, Tony.
Just a topical story with people believing in numbers. I went for a job a few years back, and it was a sales rep's job, and they had a company car and pretty cushy, selling books and health food stuff. And I went for the second interview, and they said, you're doing very well. And second interview, just by the way, they said, let's go through the numbers on your birth. And they went to, your birth date, month, year, and they added them up. And, all right. Oh, no, you're not going to work out by the looks of it. And he said, sorry, you haven't got the job. Your date of birth and your numbers just don't work out properly. Oh. And thank you very much for coming.
What a load of rubbish.
Can I ask you...
What did you do? What was it?
It was to do with health food and selling books and all that.
Can I suggest, was he a Chinese boss who was going to employ you?
No, he wasn't. No, he was as English Australian as you could be. He was just right into numbers and figures, and he said, no, you seem really, really nice, and you seem like you've got a good history, but your numbers aren't working out for me. Thank you very much. And I just walked out gobsmacked.
Well, I suppose rather than decry them, there are people that do trust in numbers and planets and all the rest of it.
Yeah, well, it didn't work for them. They gone bust anyway, so...
Oh, have they?
Right.
Just as well you didn't.
Well,
I'd be out in the road.
So his numbers went bottom up too, didn't they, Tony, obviously?
Yeah, big time, boys.
Mm-hmm. Okay, buddy.
Yes,
Bye.
have a good night. Cheers.
Good on you, Tony. Thanks for calling. Call again.
Quick call to Karen.
Karen, good
Hello,
evening.
boys. Oh, gosh. Philip, there's a Royal Dalton shop. I was engagement presents.
Yes.
This is for fun. I thought matching toothbrushes, but no, there's a Royal Dalton shop at Docklands.
Oh, yes.
And I thought, and also Crosno has beautiful, beautiful jugs with swirls on them.
Yeah.
But you get some really beautiful Royal Dalton glasses at Docklands.
Yeah. Okay, that's very helpful, Karen. Thank you for that.
There's one in High Street Road, Armadale too, I think.
Okay, and perhaps a couple of jugs might be the way to go, Bruce.
That's right,
do you reckon?
yeah, a couple of big jugs, a couple of mums.
Thanks, Karen.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of you.
Don't kid yourselves, any of you, that any of this will ever be given to anyone tomorrow.
This little piece is called 57 Cents. A sobbing little girl stood near a small church from which she'd been turned away because it was too crowded. "I can't go to Sunday school," she sobbed as the pastor walked by. Seeing her shabby, unkempt appearance, the pastor guessed the reason that she'd been excluded and took her by the hand and took her inside and found a place for her in the Sunday school class. The child was so touched that she went to bed that night thinking of the children who had no place to worship Jesus. And some 2 years later, this child lay dead in one of the poor tenement buildings. And the parents called for the kind-hearted pastor who had befriended their daughter to handle the final arrangements. As her poor little body was being moved, a worn and crumpled purse was found which seemed to be having rummaged through some tip, and inside was found 57 cents and a note scribbled in childish handwriting which read, "This is to help build the little church bigger so more children can go to Sunday school." For 2 years she had saved this as an offering of love, and when the pastor tearfully read the note, he knew instantly what he'd do. Carrying the note and the cracked red pocketbook to the pulpit, he told the story of her unselfish love and devotion. He challenged his deacons to get busy and raise enough money for a larger building. But the story didn't end there. A newspaper learned of the story and published it. It was read by a real estate agent who offered them a parcel of land worth many thousands of dollars. When told that the church couldn't pay so much, he offered it for 57 cents. Church members made large donations. Checks came from far and wide. Within 5 years, the little girl's gift had increased to $250,000, a huge sum for that time, the late 1800s. Her unselfish love had paid large dividends. When you're in the city of Philadelphia, look up to the Temple Baptist Church with a seating capacity of 3,300, and the Temple University, where hundreds of students are trained. Have a look, too, at the Good Samaritan Hospital, and at a Sunday school building which houses hundreds of Sunday scholars, so that no child in the area will ever need to be left outside during Sunday school time. In one of the rooms of this building may be seen the picture of a sweet face of a little girl whose 57 cents, so sacrificially saved, made such remarkable history. Alongside it is a portrait of her kind pastor, Dr. Russell Conwell, author of the book Acres of Diamonds.
Copyright restricts distribution of this piece by any means of duplication.
Well, that just about takes us off from our Friday night treat. It's a bit like a dessert with a big plum pudding on the end of it. Our Friday night treat. Are you right now for your gift?
Oh, yes, I've made a list. Thank you very
So you'll head
much.
down to Docklands for some Manchester?
Oh, well, perhaps. Maybe some Grange Hermitage. Let's wait and see, Bruce.
Oh, well, the person who is in for a real treat tomorrow.
Well, because he runs La Porchetta, maybe a pizza.
That's just about it. All right, well, the sun will come up tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. See, it's all stupid. All a fairy tale. It's all pantomime.
No, I have to buy something,
Oh,
buddy.
you wait. You go to the South Melbourne market and get a ball and chain.
No, that'd be cheap.
No, so it'll be. Good night, Samuel, Carter, and Amelia and Emily, Charlotte, Sweet Ella Grace, little William Oliver, and Sophia Grace. I'm Bruce Mansfield.
I'm Philip, thanking Bettina for her help tonight.
Thank you, Rowena.
Bruce, what do a helicopter and a bra have in common?
Keeping Rowena together.
What do a helicopter and a bra have in common?
Dunno.
On the 13th of November, 1907, The first helicopter flew in France, while 7 years later, the bra was invented by Mary Jacobs on this day.
What's the connection?
The connection is the date, the 13th of November.
Oh, good. All right.
Good night, Bruce.
Good night. Have a lovely weekend. And now Kevin John will be with you after midnight. You don't hear him now, just heavily breathing in the background.